Where the river runs, there's life, fresh water, and sunlight. The current seeps into the endless blue. A cabin by the river, just for a solo resisting stress, a solo in search of peace. I didn't know what was in store for this wipe, so instead of rushing to put something down, I roamed across the land, collected loot, and explored. But no matter where I turned, trouble was always there. But as a solo, I'm used to dodging it, at least for as long as I can. With my newly collected loot, I headed to Outpost to recycle. At least now, I would have some hemp and could make a sleeping bag. Yeah, I died, and I lost what I collected, but that's okay. Think about it. How much loot does one solo collect in one wipe? This loss means nothing. Solos don't dwell. We get up, and we get back at it. Here, in the desert, I considered building my base. So, for the time being, I did some farming, and I set down a starter base. was nice to have some shelter in the dark, but something about this location didn't feel right. So I kept it as a backup and continued looking. In Rust, you often find guys like this, simply camping the fishing village for anyone coming. But rarely, you find guys like this. These type of solos are gold in my eyes.
Hello. No. Don't run. What's your name? Orange. Take it, bro.
I was lucky I laid down a bag before I died, because when I respawned, I quickly found this. To me, this is a slice of heaven, pure peace. All you hear is the movement of the water and the birds chirping in the sky. After everything that happened last wipe, I needed this. It was time to chill, lay back, and enjoy this solo life. It was so beautiful here. Even the sunsets felt different. The water was abundant, the food was endless, and there was wildlife everywhere. I was completely at peace. While heading over to Farmer Road, I heard someone in their base, and it was a solo, so I decided to just continue what I was doing. But then, this happened. That headshot was too clean, so I had to come back and get some instant revenge. In between looting and farming, I made sure to always collect berries because teas are very OP. But also, I had another idea in mind, so keep watching. My little cabin was feeling so cozy. First thing in the morning, I was planning on farming so much wood because I needed to expand. But just as I was grabbing wood to begin expanding, I heard a different type of footstep through the river, and I knew it wasn't friendly. The fact that this man kept coming back was really killing my chill, and I began to worry about opening my door. I was really hoping that I could have an open base without too many doors, but this situation left me no choice. Hello? Hey man. Wait, chill. Didn't want to kill you, man. Going for this airdrop was a mistake. Everyone was here, and I didn't stand a chance with my bow. But when I spawned back at base, I noticed this guy in the distance. Look, man, if you're cool, I'm cool. I don't want to hurt you, man.
I'm friendly. Your life is...
When he got close enough,
Yeah, that's my base.
I realized who it was.
You're my neighbor?
Where do you live?
Orange. I'm friendly. I not want war.
Okay, alright man, I'm friendly too. Do you live back here?
Why?
No. Oh, why? Oh no, I just want to know, just so I don't mess with you, man.
Live.
Okay. Oh, this one here. Yeah, I'm just.
I live here.
Oh, you live here. Okay, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna put you down as a friendly. Okay. I don't know if you can understand me.
What?
It's okay, man. We're allies. Okay, allies. Friendly.
I want building house.
Yeah.
Is here.
Wait, you want to build a house here?
Are you good? I want the building is here.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, man, that's fine. I just one thing I ask, if you could just leave the river open, that way I can bring a boat. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. But yeah, feel free, man. Feel free.
Sorry, I'm from in Ukraine.
Oh, that's okay, man. No worries. Yeah, I just wanna that's my base. I just wanna have a boat.
Okay.
Yeah, just one boat.
Good. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
man. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Now that I made peace with my only enemy, I felt better, and I grabbed some tools and began to expand. There wasn't a better feeling than listening to the water rush while I built. Just take a moment and listen. The base was coming together nicely, and the bears were here to witness it, and they weren't being too friendly. With all of the wood I collected, I continued the expansion of my cabin. That nearly gave me a heart attack. I know. The base is a cabin, completely made of wood. It wouldn't stand a chance against any raid. But that's not the point. The point is that this wipe, I wanted the least amount of stress. And this base was exactly that. And on that particular night, I logged off. And when I returned, everything seemed normal. But when I went outside to admire my view and take in the river, in the corner of my eye, I noticed something. All of the pieces started connecting. The man who fired at me while I was building. The fact that I have no indication of upkeep. These were all bad signs. And that's when I discovered it. My cozy, solo base had been raided. In this solo life, our fate is uncertain. Sometimes we wake to a base that has felt pain that no base should feel. Attacked in the night moments before my return, I was left in shock with my eyes fixated on the damage. But us solos, we find the light even in the darkest moments. In this solo life, our fate is truly uncertain. Now, let's continue the story. I started off by picking up what I had left before they despawned. The most important thing right now is sealing up the base, so I went out to get some wood, and to do just that, Dreamers, thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate you all, and if you're new here, I encourage you to subscribe and join the family. Obviously, the TC placement is terrible, but that's okay, because we'll take care of that soon. With little to no resources in the low-grade area, I decided to go out and do some hunting to make up for what I lost. And that's when it happened. I realized that this was not my door. It didn't occur to me initially because of the solo lock, but this door meant they could come in whenever they wanted. So I made it a priority to break the door down and place one of my own. I would go farming barrels, nodes, and hunting animals. And in between, I would attempt to take down this door. And during this process of repetition, I would stumble upon sights like this. I had a goal in mind, and I was determined to reach that goal. But a sky as beautiful as this deserves a moment of appreciation. After some time, I decided to spawn back at my first base that I built in the desert to see what I had in the TC. To me, this was worth it to bring back home. This Blair was clearly following me, so instead of leading him to my base, I led him to the fishing village instead. Unfortunately, he was still there, and on top of that, he picked up where he left off and continued to follow me. He was firing arrows, so I figured when I stopped the boat, we would have an arrow fight to see who would win, but that wasn't the case. So instead, I hid. I wanted to take one of the boats and ride it up the river to my base, but I didn't want to be caught off guard and lose everything I had. So, for the time being, I left my things here. since I died. I simply returned to where I dropped my things. But I still wanted to get a boat over here, so I took some low grade and I headed back to the place where I died. I decided to upgrade the core of the base to sheet metal. My only worry was a second raid was coming very soon. This would be my best chance at protecting my cozy cabin. With a boat nearby, the recycling trips were frequent. I didn't want to leave anything around the base that a raider would find valuable, so I researched everything I could with the scrap I had, and I kept dreaming. Finally, his door was gone. As for the TC, I made a couple of fire arrows to take it down so I can properly place one. With things back to normal, I felt a need to go do some farming. Now that I had roof access, I began building out the very last stage of my base. Something I don't often do, but this time I wanted to do it to encapsulate the perfect, cozy solo wipe. It doesn't take too long before I start feeling anxious when my loot is unorganized. So, I took a moment and I cleaned up. A mailbox, and a little bit of artwork. That's all it takes to make this an orange dream base. If you don't tweak your art, well, it's just not art. My neighbor's base had clearly grown, and I was happy for him. He's probably looking at my base like, why isn't he using stone? But that's not the point. I wanted this base to be as cozy as possible. Sometimes, farming barrels can be so peaceful, but most of the time, this happens. Nothing makes me work harder than taking a loss like that. When night fell, I turned on the fireplace, and I stared into the embers of the fire as I reflected on my wipe, on the past, and what's to come. Throughout all the hardship, I can only truly remember the peaceful times, warm and cozy in my cabin. I hoped for many more wipes like this. I decided to start making some teas. A lot of tea. as the tea was mixing, I stopped it because I had an idea. I wanted to use the roof to make a simple farm. A farm that required my hands and my eyes to keep alive. Something simple and cozy. As I admired my berries that were just beginning to sprout, I noticed an extraordinary sky. Massive white clouds covering a light blue sky. But when the darkness returned, I closed my shutters and I retreated to my couch, warm by the fire. I began building a garage for my boat. That way, my boat would never despawn. Nothing really matters in the end, so why stress?
Stress away my days. I know the pipe dreams will cure my pain. I know that some things are just a phase, but I feel the caffeine, it moves in waves. Coffee mugs, sip of love, a warm touch. Stressful days that blow away with cold fronts.
If you need a change, live your solo life like this, completely at peace. Life as a solo can be hard, but that's completely up to you. Some wipes are sweaty, and others are chill. This wipe, I wanted to live as carefree as possible, tucked away in the woods by a river, in my small cabin. Wipes like this are ones that I never forget, because it reminds me of how easy solo rust can be. And when night eventually comes, I light up my base with embers and flames. And while the world sleeps around me, I sit comfortably on my sofa, watching and listening to the flames. And as I sit, I wonder what my next wipe would be like. Not every wipe is as chill as this. For now, I rest, but tomorrow, I fight. But for now, I'll cook my food and grow my berries and look up to the stars to admire their beauty. A constellation unlike any other. The sight of the never-ending sky. So humbling. If you can hear me, I hope you're taking this in, and I hope you feel the same way, because rust wipes are far too short for stress. While I was out on my way to farm some barrels, this happened. I knew that if I didn't fire first, he would get the upper hand. And after I knocked him, I noticed he didn't have much, so I attempted to bring him back up on his feet. But before I could, he was gone. With shots going off in the distance, I sink into the water beneath my boat to collect some fresh water for my berries. Safe inside my base, I have everything I need. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to growing berries, but I wanted to give it my best shot. And the berries were growing, adding a little extra comfort to my base. Beautiful colors to brighten my solo life. After a long day of farming barrels, I settled into my cabin for the night, and as I rested, I reflected on the early days of me playing Rust, and I've realized that not much has changed at all. I'm the same person, the same player, the same mind, the same heart, the same attitude. Nothing has changed. Back in the day, my favorite thing about Rust was the fact that I could disappear in the crowd, pick a far corner of the map, and build something comfortable to spend my time in. That was then, and this is now. As you can see, nothing has changed. Now, with 4 planter boxes, the trial and error of growing berries has begun. Checking on my berries became an obsession. Watching them grow and harvesting them was truly satisfying. And so I sat there through the night with my torch burning, watching the sky change and my berries grow. My neighborhood had finally calmed down, and I was no longer afraid to sit outside, vulnerable. The peace that I found next to this river is unlike anything I've ever experienced before. Finally, something good. After finally getting some decent seeds, I decided to collect everything that I had that was worth recycling, fueling up the boat, and heading to the fishing village. The air was cold and fresh that night as the moon hung high in the sky. The waters were clear as I tore through the ocean, attempting to make it back home before the sun came up. And as the tint of pink began to cover the land as the sun was rising, I made my way up the river, finally home, safe, with my loot. What a beautiful day it was as I began to open my shutters to let the sunlight in. Today felt different. The scene from my balcony was picture perfect. And with that thought in mind, I began to hang up picture frames. It was time to capture the beauty of this wipe in images I could hang on my walls. But first, I needed to write out a reminder for all solos, including myself. After I was done decorating my walls, I decided to spawn over at my initial starter base in the desert to see how it was doing, but more importantly, to say my goodbyes. This could have been my home, but it just wasn't right, this wipe. And as I stood there, at the edge of the cliff, the ocean called to me, an idea for a future wipe that I must turn into reality. You might be wondering why I removed the locks from my doors. Allow me to explain. If you find this note and you're a solo, know this. My home is your home. I've left the doors unlocked. Care for the garden, and it will care for you. As for me, I've followed the river's current and washed into the ocean. Be kind to yourself and remember not to take your life too seriously. Stay chill, dreamer. And that's when I took the note and I left it in the mailbox for the next solo. And then I washed away with the current of the river into the ocean. Thank you so much for watching. And a special thanks to my YouTube members. We've reached the end of this journey, but that can only mean that a new journey is on the horizon. I'll see you all in the comment section down below. A brand new journey begins. See you there. You've been watching an Orange Dream production.